Black Friday is technically over, but the prices are still surprisingly good. So today, I'm bringing you 10 awesome RPGs that are cheap, fun, and absolutely worth grabbing right now. If you've been waiting to upgrade your library, there's no better moment than now. Metaphor ReFantazio throws you into the turmoil of Uchronia, where the king's murder triggers a magic decree. The next ruler will be whoever earns the nation's support. What few know is that the true prince is alive, but trapped in a decade-old curse. A young member of the despised Elda tribe takes on the mission to break the spell, joining the royal tournament to get close to Louis, the general suspected of creating the curse. Uchronia is divided by race and class, and prejudice follows the protagonist everywhere. Even so, he gathers a charismatic team, Gallica, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Heisme, and more, all capable of using powerful archetypes. A flexible class system that fuels combat and strategy. Themes of discrimination, politics, and manipulation appear often, adding weight to the journey without overwhelming it. Days are structured around choices, exploring dungeons, traveling, improving virtues, cooking, reading, and bonding with followers. The freedom is great, though the cycle of new city, mission with a deadline, explore surrounding areas, starts to feel familiar. Still, the variety of activities keeps the rhythm engaging. Combat mixes fast turn-based strategy with action elements. Enemies can be ambushed in real time, and exploiting weaknesses grants extra turns. Archetypes allow any character to adopt any unlocked class, encouraging experimentation and smart team building. Artistically, the game shines with stylish menus, bold transitions, and bizarre creature designs inspired by Hieronymus Bosch. The soundtrack by Shoji Meguro blends choirs and orchestral touches beautifully. The weak point is the graphics, low-res textures, simple models, and occasional performance dips. Even with flaws, Metaphor ReFantazio is a deep, stylish, and memorable RPG with rich world building, strong characters, and a combat system full of possibilities. Bravely Default 2 brings a brand new world and a new cast of heroes, while keeping the classic turn-based JRPG style that made the series famous. On the continent of Excellent, Princess Gloria seeks to recover the elemental crystals. After her kingdom is destroyed, she meets Seth, a sailor found unconscious on a nearby beach, and teams up with Elvis and Adele, two travelers searching for powerful stones known as asterisks. Each character has personal reasons to join the journey, and their stories intertwine in a plot full of secrets and surprising twists. Side quests expand the world, add extra dialogue, and reward players with useful items. The game also features a day and night cycle that changes enemy strength and the behavior of several townsfolk, making the world feel more alive. Combat revolves around two main commands: Brave, which lets a character act multiple times in one turn, and Default, which defends and stores actions for later. This system is powerful, but requires strategy, because acting too often can leave a character exposed. Asterisks work as full job classes, offering more than 20 options, from traditional roles like mage and healer to advanced and unusual ones. Each hero can equip a primary and secondary job, creating countless combinations. Enemies now appear directly on the map, allowing players to ambush them, avoid them, or chain multiple encounters for bonus experience. Beating stronger foes rewards extra points, making careful planning worthwhile. The game also includes a detailed card minigame, charming diorama-style scenery, expressive characters, and an exceptional soundtrack by Revo, which gives life and emotion to every region. In the end, Bravely Default 2 stands as one of the strongest JRPGs on the Nintendo Switch, mixing engaging storytelling, strategic combat, and a vibrant world that feels rewarding from start to finish. Marvel's Midnight Suns is set in its own universe, separate from the comics and the movies, but full of familiar faces and references. You play as Hunter, a customizable hero awakened to stop Lilith, an ancient witch leading corrupted villains. The Midnight Suns join forces with the Avengers in a story that starts fast and throws you right into the conflict, which can feel abrupt if you do not already know the characters. Still, the tone matches classic comic arcs, especially the supernatural ones from the 90s. Combat is the highlight, a tactical, turn-based card system where each hero has a unique deck. You draw abilities at random, balance heroism points, reposition characters around the map, and use environmental objects as weapons. It looks complex at first, but it flows beautifully once you get the rhythm. Every hero plays differently, and upgraded cards create deeper strategies. Outside battle, the game shifts into a mix of social sim and exploration. You build friendships with heroes through activities, conversations, and small events. High friendship levels unlock bonuses in combat. Exploration happens in the Abbey, a large hub filled with secrets, collectibles, crafting, and customization options. It feels ambitious, even if dialogue can drag, and some interactions feel forced. Visually, the game is uneven. Combat animations are stylish, but close-up scenes and facial expressions often look dated, especially compared to modern hardware. Voice acting also varies, with some characters great and others noticeably weaker. Even with flaws, Midnight Suns delivers a fun and surprisingly deep tactical experience. If you enjoy strategy games, comic-style storytelling, or just want something different from typical Marvel titles, this one is an excellent pick, especially on sale. Hogwarts Legacy is the closest gaming has ever come to letting you live your own wizard story. Set in the year 1890, you arrive at Hogwarts as a fifth-year student with a rare gift, the ability to sense and use ancient magic. Guided by Professor Fig, you're pulled into a conflict involving a dangerous goblin rebellion and a power that was hidden for centuries. The game's world is its biggest triumph. Exploring Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and the Forbidden Forest feels magical from the start. Every corridor, classroom, and portrait is packed with detail, and the music carries the same nostalgic energy from the films. Even the field guide pages scattered across the world help newcomers understand the lore. Combat is fast, stylish, and easy to learn. You combine spells, shields, dodges, plants, and potions in a flow similar to modern action games. Some enemies repeat often, but pulling off perfect counters and finishing attacks with ancient magic never gets old. The spell system shines in exploration too. Revelio, Accio, Depulso, and Lumos are constant tools for secrets and puzzles. There is plenty to do. Main missions, side quests, Merlin trials, dungeons, challenges, gear upgrades, and the Room of Requirement, where you grow plants, brew potions, and care for magical creatures. Not every side quest is memorable, and the main story becomes predictable at times, but the overall adventure remains engaging. Technically, the game looks beautiful, especially the environments and lighting. Cutscenes can vary in quality, yet on newer hardware, everything runs smoothly and the immersion is strong. In the end, Hogwarts Legacy succeeds at what matters most, letting you step into the wizarding world with freedom, personality, and wonder. It may not reinvent the genre, but it delivers the Harry Potter game fans have waited for. Octopath Traveler 2 expands everything the first game aimed for, delivering a richer world, better pacing, and a much stronger sense of connection between its 8 new heroes. Each character follows their own storyline, some tragic, some adventurous, some mysterious, but this time, the game ties them together far better through shared scenes, crossed paths chapters, and a final route that gives real purpose to the entire cast. Progression is smoother too. Instead of grinding one route at a time, the game naturally pushes you to alternate between characters, keeping levels aligned with chapter requirements. Exploration also feels better thanks to instant day-night switching and improved path actions. Every hero has 2 unique ways to interact with NPCs: stealing, questioning, hiring, or challenging. Depending on the time of day, making towns feel alive and reactive. Combat keeps the classic break and boost system, but adds latent powers, powerful abilities that activate when a character's gauge fills. Combined with main and secondary jobs and flexible passive skills, battles are fast, strategic, and rewarding. Boss fights especially shine, often pushing you to rethink setups and elemental weaknesses. Visually, this is one of the most beautiful HD 2D games ever made. Detailed pixel art, dramatic lighting, and varied regions make Celestia feel vibrant and handcrafted. Yasunori Nishiki's soundtrack is equally impressive, mixing orchestral themes, energetic battle tracks, and atmospheric town music. Even with a few predictable villains, Octopath Traveler 2 stands out as a polished, generous, and modern take on classic turn-based RPGs, bigger, smarter, and more cohesive than its predecessor. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth brings together both Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory in a single package for PC and Switch, offering 2 full turn-based RPG adventures set in the digital world of Eden. For newcomers, it's easily the best version, but for returning players, it adds very little beyond convenience. Cyber Sleuth follows a teen whose body is lost after an incident in Eden. Now existing as Data, you become a Cyber Sleuth, investigating digital mysteries while searching for a way back. Hacker's Memory runs parallel, focusing on Keisuke, who joins a hacker group after his Eden account is stolen. Both stories blend humor, darker twists, and a gradual build-up toward epic conclusions involving Kamishiro, Eaters, and the dangerous digital shifts. The real appeal lies in team building. With 341 Digimon, multiple evolution paths, attribute advantages, and signature skills, the game gives you huge freedom to create your ideal squad. The ability to de-digivolve, train ABI, and evolve into different lines adds depth rare in monster RPGs. The Digifarm system adds even more strategy by letting Digimon train, craft items, or generate side missions while stored. Combat is classic turn-based JRPG, with elemental matchups, strong signature attacks, and plenty of room for optimization. Fans can also test their teams online in the Battle Coliseum. However, the Complete Edition barely improves the originals. It adds some extra Digimon and cosmetic outfits, but it does not fix key issues like rough English translation, missing text skip options, or lack of an auto-advance feature. A major flaw for too long RPG campaigns. Anyone who already finished the PS4 or PS Vita versions won't find new content worth rebuying. Still, for first-time players, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is an addictive, content-rich RPG collection that remains one of the best Digimon experiences ever made. Disco Elysium is a dense, narrative-driven RPG that plays like an interactive tabletop campaign. You wake up in a destroyed hotel room with no memory of who you are. The people downstairs clearly know you, and not for good reasons. Slowly, you discover the truth. You are a police officer in the city of Revachol, assigned to investigate a mysterious hanging in a tense, politically unstable district. Your only real anchor is Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, who becomes your partner while you rebuild your identity. The game transforms classic tabletop RPG ideas into a deep investigative adventure. Every interaction uses skills, dice checks, and choices to shape the story. Your character is defined by 4 core categories: intellect, psyche, physique, and motor skills, each influencing how you see the world. Skills like perception reveal hidden clues, authority helps intimidate people, and shivers connects you to surreal intuitions. Even your inner voice is split into many personalities that argue and push you toward different actions. The final cut adds full voice acting, new political quests, and controller support, making the experience even richer. The world is small but extremely detailed, filled with side stories, secrets, and strange characters. You can approach situations in countless ways: force a door open, reason with suspects, take risky chances, or follow bizarre impulses. Success or failure both push the narrative forward, often in unexpected and fascinating directions. What truly stands out is the atmosphere. A melancholic city painted in impressionist art, backed by a haunting soundtrack. Themes like poverty, ideology, trauma, and addiction are explored with maturity and dark humor. With excellent writing and an unmatched sense of freedom, Disco Elysium remains one of the most unique and unforgettable RPGs ever made. Persona 5 Royal on PC is an expanded, definitive version of one of the most stylish Japanese role-playing games of the last decade. You play as a student sent to Tokyo on probation after trying to defend a woman and being unjustly blamed for assault. Living in the attic of a cafe, you divide your time between classes, part-time jobs, friendships, and invading the twisted minds of corrupt adults. Through a mysterious app, you enter the metaverse, a world born from distorted desires. There, you awaken as Joker and join a group of outcast students who call themselves the Phantom Thieves. Their goal is simple and dangerous: break into palaces that represent the hearts of abusive teachers, criminals, and powerful figures, steal their core treasure, and force them to confess in the real world. The game blends social life and dungeon crawling. By day, you study, hang out, and build bonds. By night, you infiltrate palaces and fight with personas, manifestations of your inner self. Persona 5 improves the original with new story arcs, a new semester, extra characters, more confidants, and reworked dungeons that now feel like real levels, full of shortcuts, puzzles, and stealth options. Combat is turn-based, fast, and tactical, rewarding you for hitting enemy weaknesses, chaining extra turns, and finishing with flashy team attacks. What truly makes the game unforgettable is its style. The menus move like a living comic book, every battle screen looks like a poster, and Tokyo is full of small details to explore. The jazz and pop-inspired soundtrack sets the mood perfectly, from relaxed city walks to intense boss fights. Persona 5 Royal is long, dense, and full of systems. But if you like story-driven games with strong characters, social simulation, and smart turn-based combat, This is easily one of the best experiences you can dive into on PC. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is one of those games that reminds you exactly why this series became special. It doesn't reinvent anything, but it brings back the charm, personality, and tactical depth that fans loved in the very first game. This is strategy at its most unique, a mix of turn-based planning, real-time tension, and third-person shooting, all told through a dramatic war diary format that feels like playing inside an illustrated novel. You control Squad E of the Federation Army during the Second European War, fighting deep behind enemy lines. Every mission pushes you across snowy fields, ruined towns, and fortified bases, each one demanding smart positioning and careful use of classes like Scouts, Shock Troopers, Snipers, and the new Grenadiers. Once you pick a soldier, the camera drops into third-person mode and the action becomes personal. You run, take cover, line up shots, and worry about enemy intercept fire the whole way. It's always tense, always rewarding. Outside combat, the game opens a huge roster of characters with their own perks, flaws, and side stories. These relationships matter. Soldiers fight better when paired with people they trust, and their individual arcs bring a lot of heart to the campaign. The menus are still messy, and the tank controls are as clunky as ever, but the core gameplay loop remains incredibly fun. Visually, the watercolor-style cell shading is stunning, with maps that look hand-drawn, and cutscenes presented like animated storyboards. The soundtrack is orchestral, emotional, and perfectly timed to the highs and lows of each battle. Valkyria Chronicles 4 doesn't fix every old problem, but it delivers a heartfelt, tactical, and memorable war experience. Exactly what longtime fans wanted. Wasteland 3 drops you into a frozen Colorado where the world didn't just end, it stayed angry. Nuclear winter covers everything, radiation poisons the valleys, and every faction you meet is somehow worse than the last. Killer clowns, cultists worshipping Ronald Reagan, corrupt marshals, and desperate refugees fighting to survive. It's a wild mix that gives the game a personality no other isometric RPG really nails. You control the only two rangers who survived a disastrous ambush on arrival. From there, the game opens into a long chain of choices that constantly punish, reward, and surprise you. Nearly every decision has weight. Save one group and another dies. Side with a faction and suddenly you've made an enemy for life. Even small moments can explode hours later. I once made a simple, good choice and returned to find an entire camp wiped out. Wasteland 3 remembers everything, and it never lets you forget your mistakes. Exploring Colorado is tense and grim, but also darkly funny. NPCs are loud, weird, and fully voiced, giving every area its own flavor. The Kodiak, your armored vehicle, takes you across the frozen overworld, and battles mix tactical depth with environmental chaos. Exploding barrels, precision shots, freezing hazards, and the constant pressure to use every action point wisely. Acting with your whole squad in flexible order makes combat far more reactive than Wasteland 2, letting you unleash your strongest characters exactly when you need them. Building a balanced team matters. Skills like hard-ass, kiss-ass, and explosives don't just help in fights. They change quests entirely, opening new paths or avoiding entire battles. Sometimes you even recruit animals or unstable NPCs who are powerful but reckless enough to get themselves killed if you blink. Wasteland 3 is harsh, stylish, unpredictable, and packed with consequences. It's cold, cruel, and unforgettable. Exactly what a great post-apocalyptic RPG should be. And that's it for today. Obviously, some of these picks are pretty well known, but I wanted to bring you every good deal I found so you don't miss anything. I really hope you enjoy the list and maybe even grab a great RPG for a cheap price. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.